Hi guys, how's it? Kia ora to my Kiwi whānau, good day to everyone else in the world, and I guess Buenos Tardes to my Spanish-speaking followers. Man, before I even get started, thank you guys for all the continued support you've had towards this channel. I love it. You guys are great. I appreciate it 100%. Got up this morning, man. My alarm went off at like 5:15 in the a.m. I got to be at work by 6:30 a.m. I come in here into the studio. I turn the TV on. And it was like 10-10 going in at half, man. All Blacks and Wallabies. What a penalty-ridden game this was. I won't do a total breakdown on it because my man Mark from 2 Cents Rugby Mark, that guy gives a real breakdown right there. I stand by even though they didn't win it, the Wallabies are definitely a team on the rise. Could you have imagined how they would have played had Captain Michael Hooper been involved? Or the international terrorist Quade Santini Cooper had gotten some playing time. Unfortunately, both unavailable for the test. But, quite a head-scratcher there towards the end. Well, that's not what this video is about. You already know what time it is. It's 2 days. We got kickoff. We got round 5 of the Rugby Championship. We've got the mighty Springboks, Los Pumas de Argentina, getting ready to clash this Saturday. Perfect start time in the afternoon here for me, so I don't have to get up too early. I don't have to stay up too late. I will be going live for that. I'll post that here shortly, guys. And we got the lineups this morning from Coach Michael Cheika, former Wallabies skipper and now the head of the Pumas, which I want to go ahead and just make a comment on what a great job that guy's done. Obviously, all teams going into this round, 2-2. Everybody at the loss, win, loss. Well, I just have to tip my hat to Michael Cheika. I was a huge Mario Ledesma fan. As a matter of fact, as soon as they said he was gone, I had to do a video on it. I thought the guy did a great job. They just kind of fell apart. I kind of wondered what Michael Cheika was going to do. The guy Austin over at Bach Memes even made it saying, oh, he'll bring them to the same level of mediocrity that he brought the Wallabies to. And I mean, he did at the end, but he did win Coach of the Year at one point, and I think he's done a really good job of kind of blending the veteran talent with some youth there in Argentina. And I mean, I've always had a soft spot for the Pumas, man. I mean, you've got the 4 Rugby Championship teams, and you've got the 2 that are in the Commonwealth, and the 2 that don't really like England. Yeah, Argentina's got their history with the Brits as well, folks. Little thing called the Falkland Islands War. I'm sure everybody knows all about that. If not, Google it, you'll see it. Argentinians aren't too keen on the British either. But we got the lineup earlier this morning. I was at work, so obviously I couldn't make the video. But let's go ahead and go through these lineups. And then obviously touch on the bit of controversy. We'll kind of get to that moment when we get to it. But let's go ahead and start out with this front row that Michael Cheika has chosen. It's going to be Chaparro Tetas, Julian Montoya, he will be the captain, and Eduardo Bello. Matias Alemano and Thomas Lavanini, the craziest son of a gun, will be the locking combo. Juan Martin Gonzalez, Marcos Kramer, and the ever-dependable Pablo Matera, handlebar mustache, spent his year in Christchurch. Those will be the back row. Gonzalo Bertano and Santiago Carreras will be the 9 and 10, first the scrum half and the first 5/8 respectively. Lucio Cinti and Emiliano Boffelli will be the wingers. The centers will be Geronimo de la Fuente and Matias Orlando, and the fullback will be Juan Cruz Malia. I know I live in Texas. It's still really hard to pronounce some of these Spanish names. Coming off the bench, 5-3 split off the bench. We'll start with the front row replacements. The veteran Agustin Crevi, Thomas Gallo, and Joel Sclavi will be the front row replacements. Guido Petti and Rodrigo Bruni make up the flanker replacements. Thomas Cobelli, the veteran scrum half, will be a replacement. Benjamin Urupaleta and Matias Morone make up the back replacements. Now we come on over to Jacques Nienaber, and we can start saying Rossi Erasmus because he's back around the club, his suspension almost up. And look at the starting 15 and the run-ons for the mighty Springbok. Front row starting Steven Kitsoff, the redhead, at prop with Friends Maherba. The other prop, Malcolm Marks, who's had a hell of a rugby championship season so far, will make up that front row. The ever-reliable combo of Eben Etzebeth and Lud de Hager will be the locking combo. Seal Khaleesi, of course, captaining the side. The other flanker will be Franco Muster, who could probably play lock at that size as well. I think he does at times. And Jesper Wiese will be the back row guys. A guy who's really been impressing me as of late. I mean, I've been really impressed by him. He makes the occasional bonehead play, but Jaden Hendricks getting the start once again at scrum half with Damien Valemza, the starting first 5/8, who... I mean, Lucanio has had a really good season, but then he got injured. So I would probably say Valemza's had a really, really good rugby championship so far this year. No changes on the wings this week. We get Makazole Mapipi on the left wing and Kenan Moody after making his debut last week and making an absolutely beautiful try. It's kind of one of those highlight tries. What a first try that guy had. Hopefully it'll be the first of many. Will be the starting wing combo. No change at center as well. With the injury to Lucanio, we get Damien Dialende and Jesse Creel will be our starting centers. Willie LaRue, the veteran at fullback, once again having a pretty damn, he's gotten a try, but he hasn't been he's been reliable at fullback, and then having to move up and play wing at times and that kind of thing. We've had issues, obviously. The front row replacements for the game will be Dion Forty, making his return, Ox Nche, that was Manombi that was out, and Trevor Nakane will be the front row replacements. Elrin Lowe and Quagga Smith will be the flanker replacements. We are a 5-3 split once again this week. The back replacements will be the Little Giant Slayer Faf de Klerk. Most recent Premiership Player of the Year, Andre Esterhuizen, will be the center replacement, I guess. And then Franz Stan, who can play center or fullback, the ever-reliable veteran with the massive boot that saves us so much. So we'll kind of go full. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. First off, I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video, mostly cloudy, high of 22 for the game. The last 10, we are 8-2 against the Pumas. The last win coming on the 25th of August, 2018 for Los Pumas. And then they beat us again back on August 27th of 2016, both in Salta, I guess it's the stadium there. I think that's in Buenos Aires. But those have been the most recent victories for the Pumas. This is an interesting year because we've seen the Pumas beat the Wallabies this year, and then we famously watched them beat the All Blacks in Christchurch at OrangeTheory, whatever that stadium is. I wish I had gotten to see their big stadium, but by the time I had got to New Zealand, the earthquake had already happened, and it was there. They hadn't tore it down yet, but it wasn't being used. So this has been definitely a different year for the Pumas. I mean, this has been a wild year for the Rugby Championship. No undefeated teams. Everybody's had a good game. Everybody's had a bad game. To win this tournament, we need 2 wins with bonus points. That's just as simple as that. And it can happen. You saw what we did last week. Yeah, Valemza was missing kicks, but we were scoring tries, and that's what we need to do to win this thing. Another thing, I know I needed to touch on it, and I didn't really want to, but I'm going to touch on it. The situation with First 5/8 Elton Yankees. So, I live in America. Obviously, I'm always saying, I'm American, America. And I live in a country, and I don't mean to be graphic about any of this, where you can have a player punch his partner multiple times in the face and then drag her off an elevator by the hair. Or you can have a player for a team that made it to the league championship last year while he was at university, cold punching a woman in her face at a restaurant. We live in America. I live in America. Our athletes here, we kind of expect them to do scumbaggish things. Not to say they're all like that. I don't mean to say anything like that. You could say, Tom Brady. I don't like Tom Brady just because I don't like Tom Brady, but he did cheat on his wife, but he's with the woman he cheated on her with, and blah, 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 whatever. We don't really hold our athletes to the same standards that a lot of other people do. I remember in New Zealand, Jerome Kaino, the famous flanker, he got caught in a bathroom stall with a woman, and they sent him home. And, in America, that's like, we don't even fine our players for stuff like that. Like, it's unfortunate because we live in a country where it's professional. We don't have a national side that we really care about that much. And, I've seen some of the comments, and I've just, look, it would be one thing if it was just Elton and his wife, but he's got, kids, man. Think about if that was your kids saying that about you. You probably wouldn't want them to see anything like that about yourself. So I've tried to keep the comments to myself. I haven't, posted about it on social media or anything like that, just because it's it's a scumbaggy thing that he did. And I do love that about this sport, that we still hold our players to a certain bit of integrity. I haven't always been the biggest Elton Yankees fan. I loved him when he played for the Lions, him and Fuff the Clerk, absolutely amazing. As far as the green and gold goes, I can say I've hated him, but dude, you guys can go back and watch the game we beat the All Blacks last year, the last game of the Rugby Championships, and I'm screaming because he kicked the winning kick in extra time. Has he disappointed me in the green and gold? Of course, but so have a lot of other guys. So the only thing I'm really going to say about all this is I'm going to respect his family's privacy. He knows what he did was wrong. He got sent home for a reason. And I'll just leave it at that. So we will go with predictions here. Man, this is going to be an interesting one because both teams have been up and both teams have been down. I think if we go in, it is in Argentina. We play like we did last week, we can beat them. We play like we did the previous week, and we go down early, we're screwed. Because they do have some punishers in their forward pack that can punish us. But I'm thinking with the starting lineup, if Kitsoff, Marks, and Maharba, Marks is going to be all over the ball at the breakdown. He's going to be trying to get those turnovers because that's what he's notorious for around these parts here, around the pitch. And I'm really, really excited to also see a bit more of Mapipi on left and Cannon Moody on the right. I think, obviously, it's a guy like Cheslin Colby is almost irreplaceable. But it makes me feel better knowing that we do have options. And that Creel, he's been serviceable in the absence of who is arguably our best center. I don't think there's really a question about it. Lucan is on another level at center, and he was until his injury. It's hard. Another one of those guys that's really hard to replace. It's like if we didn't have Ebenezabeth, who are we going to replace him with? I mean, Marvin Odi, but not really. You know what I mean? The only other guy that I could see even filling halfway his shoes is R.G. Sneeman. We know that he's a monster too. And hopefully he gets fit and we get to see him again in the green and gold, because I do sure as hell miss seeing him on the pitch in the green and gold. But, either way, this is going to be a great game. I'd love to see us get the bonus point both games, win this rugby championship, establish ourselves. I don't think we're going to rise any higher in the rankings, but I'd like to finish as the highest ranked Southern Hemisphere team. Go into URC for a bit, do this end of the year tour, and see what we can see when that happens, because we get to play France. But it should be a great game either way. Two teams I obviously respect. Los Pumas, you never hear me call them rubbish, a rubbish bin fire. You don't hear me do that. I obviously have a great respect for Argentinian rugby. I think it's a good program. I think it's a great country. And a lot of the things that make me very proud of being a South African supporter, I could probably say the same. The Argentinian people that I've met in my life have been a genuinely very nice people and a very hardworking people. And it's that work ethic that you see transferring onto the rugby pitch with their players, and the little bit of insanity in the case of Thomas Lavanini. That guy is insane. But like I said, I will be going live for it. If you guys want to come and hang out, shoot some messages, we'll chit-chat. I know it's going to be a bit late for some of you South African guys. I don't think it's going to be that bad of a start for you guys, but I will definitely be going live, doing my broadcast for it. Other than that, really exciting week coming up. I got my birthday 1 week from today. I'll put up my Cash App if you guys want to send me something, man. Yeah, it's the big one, guys. It's the big one. The big 4-0 for the Fairweather rugby fan here in Texas. Big plans, going to be heading up to Oklahoma to go see my best friend, spend some time with my girlfriend. Just hit a road trip. I'll definitely have to do a video about that for you guys. But until then, I will see you guys all Saturday, and hopefully I will see you guys after the game for a Springbok victory video. Until then, guys, be safe, guys. Cheers.